this, I, Sonia Dhamija, would like to welcome you all on behalf of Adhivakta Parishad, Supreme Court Unit, to today's function, wherein we all have come together to celebrate Swami Vivekananda Jayanti. I would like to extend warm welcome to our esteemed Chief Guest, Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Karol, Judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, Guest of Honor, Mr. S. Dwarakanath, Learned ASG, Supreme Court of India, all dignitaries, respected senior advocates, senior and junior colleagues, and my dear friends. With this, I would like to invite our Chief Guest, Guest of Honor, to grace the dais with their august presence. Please welcome to the dais Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Karol, Judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, Mr. S. Dwarakanath, Additional Solicitor General of India, Honorable Supreme Court, Senior Advocate Mr. C. Mohan Rao, sir, Mr. Bhaskar Gautam ji, Mr. Sanjay Bisen ji, Mr. Amit Sharma ji, Ms. Sampan Sen Gupta ji, Mr. Sai Sasang ji. I would now request all our distinguished guests to inaugurate and commence today's function by lighting the auspicious lamp. Thanks to all the dignitaries. Now,
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Shasya Shamalam, Mataram, Vande Mataram, Koti Koti Kantha, Kan Kan Ninad Karale, Koti Koti Bhujai, Dhrit Kar Karwale, Abla Kyanu Maya Tu Bole, Bahubal Tarini, Namami Tarini, Ripudal Varini, Mataram, Vande Mataram. Tumi Vidya, Tumi Dharma, Tumi Vidhi, Tumi Marma, Tvam hi Prana Sharire, Bahute Tumi Ma Shakti, Hridaye Tumi Ma Bhakti, Tumaroi Pratima, Gadi Mandire Mandire, Vande Mataram. Tvam hi Durga, दश प्रहरन धारिणी कमला कमल दल विहारिणी वाणी विद्या दायिनी नमामि त्वां नमामि कमला अमलामतुलां सुजलां सुफलां मातरं श्यामला सरला सुष्मिता भूषिता धरणी धरणी मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरं वन्दे मातरम्.
I now request Krishnakant Dubey ji and Vishal Singh ji to felicitate Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Karol ji, Judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Learned Additional Solicitor General. I request Mr. Sanjay Bisenji to give us an insight about our organization.
Namaskar, our Honorable Mr. Justice Sanjay Karol, Chief Guest ji, and the learned ESG Shri S. Dwarakanath ji, Guest of Honor. Now I will speak about what is Adhivakta Parishad and why it is. Akhil Adhivakta Parishad is an all-India organization of advocates, and the idea that is sprouted as a seed in 1992 to create an umbrella body of lawyers organizations in India has today grown to become a giant banyan tree which has its roots and branches across India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and Kamrup to Kutch. From Supreme Court to all High Court benches, from 46 state units to 600 district courts units, and from 12 tribunal units till the Taluka subdivisional level, we have our presence marked across the length and breadth of the country. Our motto is Nyaya Mam Dharma. As Swami Vivekananda said, I call him a traitor who, having been educated, nursed in luxury by the hard blood of the downtrodden millions of poor and ignorant, never even takes a thought for them and pays heed to them. The organization is inspired by the ideas of service to nation and to the people of India, contributing to the ease of living for citizens as well as the revival of the national glory and rebuilding our nation and civilization. The organization makes timely intervention in justice delivery mechanism and makes far-reaching contribution to law-making processes for the welfare of the citizens and or rejuvenation of vital institutions of the nation. Adhivakta Parishad is making sincere effort to train and nurture budding young lawyers to become skilled advocates with commitment to social justice and national development for the establishment of a strong, effective, and accountable justice delivery system immune to external pressure and corruption. Friends, the inspiration behind the formation of Akhil Bharatiya Adhivakta Parishad was the urgent need to inculcate nationalistic spirit among the advocate community while helping them to enhance their professional skills. The underlying thought being that an enlightened and competent lawyer will be an asset to the society who is in quest of solution and remedy to emergent issues in the changing times. Advocates are considered as catalysts of change by modulating and moderating the movement in society. The aspirations and apprehensions of society are addressed, fulfilled, and resolved within the constitutional framework by the legal community. An advocate helps maintain social order and is an active facilitator of justice delivery. When this spirit and noble intent gets flavored in and channelized with an idealistic spirit and with patriotism, it becomes a catalyst for social upliftment and national revival and resurgence. Adhivakta Parishad has been supplementing the efforts made by the organizations engaged in the field and selfless pursuits. All across the country, lawyers affiliated to organizations have fought hundreds of cases on behalf of Vanvasis, fishermen, street vendors, temple committees, animal welfare organizations, farmers, etc., right from Tehsil level, trial court, or up to the Supreme Court of India. In these initiatives for the last 30 years, Adhivakta Parishad has got consistent support and guidance from senior and experienced members of various social organizations and judicial systems. Friends, Adhivakta Parishad has been organizing study circle wherein advocates across generations regularly meet to discuss the various statutes, case laws, and contemporary issues ranging from national to regional levels, having impact over society. Nearly 600 study circles are functional throughout the country as on date. Adhivakta Parishad has also been organizing as one of the kind initiatives named as Nyay Kendras on the concept of providing free legal aid by camping in the remote rural areas or slums, going to the poor, downtrodden, and deprived sections of the society by listening to them and aiding, advising them for a remedy to the problems being faced by them. We also conduct regular workshops, seminars, and symposiums for enhancing the skills of advocates with support and guidance of all senior members of the bar and accommodations from various law faculties. Even during COVID-19 period, nearly 3,000 webinars were conducted by various units of Adhivakta Parishad for knowledge and sharing. Apart from this, a number of online classes were conducted by units of Adhivakta Parishad to aspirants of judicial services. Additionally, we have also been trying to create an interface platform where the social organization, advocates, and accommodations interact to bring necessary changes to the legal system and to make it more people-friendly, speedier, and cost-effective. Through these initiatives and appropriate intervention by harnessing the potential of the positive force, we have also been contributing to shaping the national policy, lawmaking, and the national discourse. The Adhivakta Parishad also publishes its quarterly magazine Nyay Pravah, containing articles on various social legal issues which are contributed by the judges, advocates, accommodations, and law students and researchers. As on date, the magazine has a readership and subscription base of around 12,000 across the country. Friends, we have been striving to ensure availability, accessibility, affordability, and acceptability of justice to even the last person at the far end of the society. From leading the movement for judicial justice delivery in Indian languages, adequate judicial infrastructure in district and taluka courts, female participation in bar and bench, safe and congenial environment for women in courts, and decolonization of India legal system, we are striving to put for all in to address the maladies that our legal system still faces. In furtherance of the said mission, we have initiated stakeholders, discussions and deliberations in the society and passed resolutions and taken up these issues at various levels with the concern to address the lacunas and loopholes of the justice delivery system. Adhivakta Parishad requests all advocates and esteemed members of legal fraternity present in the audience today to come, connect and contribute to the cause of justice. Namaskar.
Thank you, Sanjay Bisenji, for amply putting in words what the organization is all about, how we function, what is our motto, and what values we stand for. We have amongst us our senior Karyakartas, D. Bharat Kumar ji, Vikramjit Banerjee ji, Santosh ji, Pattabi Ram ji, Nachiketa ji, Archana ji. I would now request Honorable Justice Karol to felicitate and present mementos to the newest batch of advocates on record. Top 10, those who scored, like those who are top 10, Ms. Tanya Agarwal. Mr. Harpreet Singh Gupta, Ms. Nishtha Khurana, Mr. Priyavart Parishad, Ms. S. Lakshmi Iyer, Ms. Nimisha Men, Ms. Trishti Kumar, Mr. Dhruv Dwivedi, Ms. Chola Manish Solanki, Mr. Jatin Bharadwaj, new AORs from our team, Mr. Alapya Dhamija, Ms. Srishti Mishra, Ms. Shreya Gilotra, Ms. Vidushi, Mr. Aniket Seth, Ms. Ritu Reniwal, Ms. Shweta Sinha, Mr. Anish Roy, Mr. Jyoti ji, Ms. Gitanjali Das, Ms. Kanika Singhal, Mr. Manish Rohila, Mr. Prashant Rawat, Ms. Akanksha, Ms. Purnima, Ms. Thavi Asthana, Mr. Prashant Kumar, Mr. Omkar Deshpande, Ms. Neha Botve, Mr. Naman Tandon, Mr. Prabhat Kumar, Mr. Shivam Goel, Ms. Shilpa Bagre. Thank you so much, Honorable Justice Karol. I would now request Senior Advocate Mr. C. Mohan Rao, sir, Vice President, Adhivakta Parishad, Supreme Court Unit, to give us a brief introduction of Vivekananda Jayanti.
Honorable Justice Sanjay Karol ji, learned Additional Solicitor General Dwarakanath ji, my friends on and off the dais, I was asked to give a very, very brief introduction, not exceeding 5 minutes. So in case I exceed 5 minutes, please remind me. The topic about Swami Vivekananda Jayanti. So it's a sort of, to cut short, I will say it is a sort of brief summary and list of dates that we got used to in the SLP. So Swamiji was born on 12th of January 1863, on a Sankranti day. And the biggest milestone after that was at his 18th, around just after 18th birthday, Swami Vivekananda met Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. That has the greatest effect, not only personally on Vivekananda, but also on the nation. Then on the 30th year, he addressed the Parliament of Religions in Chicago, which has not only a personal triumph, but a triumph to India, and continues to be so. Even today, if we listen to his speech, at that very, very brief speech that he has given, has not only enthralled every audience at that time, even now it will do. Why we celebrate the Jayanti of Swami Vivekananda as a youth day? If we go through his biography and his various addresses that he made and his speeches and his writings, we can see a uniformity in that he's continuously addressing the youth of the nation. No one, either before or after Swami Vivekananda, seems to have had so much of impact on the Indian psyche. If we really look at it, India was consistently and constantly for 1,000 years, for about 800 years by the Muslim invaders and 200 years by the British, has oppressed. And they have created a psychological impact on the Indian society as if Indians are not good, to say the least. In every way, India, which had a GDP of 30 to 35% just before the invasion of the British, despite oppression by 800 years of oppression by the Muslim invaders, was doing very well. And by the time of 1900s, when Swamiji addressed the parliament in Chicago, the Indian society, the Indian religions at large were down and out. What India required at that time was a psychological impetus, a confidence in the people that we as a nation are great. It was very difficult considering that even at that time, the colonial rulers were at its height, oppressing Indians. Despite all the odds, what Swamiji has done is influence the world, introduce the Indian spirituality to the West, the concept of yoga, the Advaita, which profoundly influenced the West and has given confidence. What we required was that these foreign powers were oppressing it continuously, and the recognition by the West that yes, India is making a contribution to the world. Swamiji has specifically emphasized, no doubt, in science and technology, the West is great, but when it comes to spirituality, the way of life, the culture, not only we are second to none, but we are better than the most of the rest of the world. That is what he emphasized. He started his first speech at Parliament merely emphasizing the equality of all the religions and pointing out India was the only nation that has treated all the religions equally, including the Jews. He has specifically said, after the destruction of the first temple of the Jews, immediately thereafter they came and they're still flourishing in India. They refer to the Zoroastrians who has done, and this had a great effect on the audience at that time. Coming back to India, he emphasized that it is the youth who is the backbone of the country and who has to come forward and make their contribution for the development of. He is not like a sannyasi who was concentrating mostly on the aspects of spirituality. Spirituality is only a part of it. He was a nationalist. He looked at India from the Vivekananda rock in the Kanyakumari and feeling about the oppression that it has undergone. So he has repeatedly said it is only the youth of India that who can bring this nation back on its feet. There are a number of quotes which he has addressed, exhorting the youth to do and to do better. And the concentration that he has made, for example, in one of the things that he said is, a young man came to him expressing his desire to become a sannyasi. Well, so many people now after Vivekananda, it has become a sort of thing. Most of the people then thought that, okay, we will become. And he exhorted to him that no. He repeatedly said, sannyasi is not a form for everybody. You can't think of it. He has to say, you have to make a positive contribution. It is the time that India should concentrate more on science and technology. So that way, actually, when it comes to law, he hadn't got a very great opinion about the lawyers, because he said, it was not very appropriate, but he said that as a lawyers, they hardly make any contribution towards the nation. So he said that we should more concentrate on science and technology. Way back, it was in 1890. Despite all that, what Swamiji has said is that it is the youth who has done, and identifying and recognizing that he is single-handedly one person who has exhorted the youth of India to do better. In 1984, on the occasion of his Jayanti, was decided from henceforth, 12th January will be celebrated as the Youth Day. And from 1985 onwards, it is celebrating. And Adhivakta Parishad is celebrating it as the Young Advocates Day from 2020 onwards. And from 2020 onwards, Adhivakta Parishad is organizing lectures, seminars, workshops on various topics of law throughout India, starting from the district level to state level to high court level to even to the Supreme Court that we are doing it. So this is the contribution. I can say that no other person contributed so much to the youth and exhorted the youth as Swamiji. And therefore, it is apt that we celebrate his Jayanti as a youth day and as Young Lawyers Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We all know our esteemed guests for the evening, but as a ritual, it's an honor to formally introduce them to you all. Mr. S. Dwarakanath, an esteemed legal profession with nearly 3 decades of distinguished career, currently holds the position of Additional Solicitor General of India. Born on January 11, 1972 in Chennai to late Justice S. Dasratha Rama Reddy, a renowned jurist who served as a judge of the Andhra Pradesh High Court and was a luminary in the field of taxation law. Raised and educated in Hyderabad, Mr. Dwarakanath completed his schooling at Hyderabad Public School, Ramantpur, and graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce degree at Bhadruka College of Commerce and Arts. In 1995, he earned his LLB degree from Osmania University, following in the illustrious footsteps of his father. Embarking on his legal career in 1995, he joined the chambers of late P. Srinivasa Reddy, an expert in taxation law. Over the years, Mr. Dwarakanath has built a remarkable reputation specializing in civil and writ matters with a focus on taxation laws. He has over 100 reported judgments to his credit and has represented numerous public sector undertakings, multinational corporations, and other leading organizations. Mr. Dwarakanath was designated as a senior advocate by the Honorable High Court of Telangana in April 2021. He continued to excel in his field, culminating in his appointment as Additional Solicitor General of India in September 2024. In his current role, he represents the Government of India before the Honorable Supreme Court, particularly in matters involving the Central Board of Direct Taxes and Central Board for Indirect Taxes and Customs, among other government departments. With this, I would like to hand over the mic to Dwarakanath sir to grace today's occasion with his illuminating words.
Honorable Justice Mr. Sanjay, Karol, the distinguished dignitaries on the dais, the organizers of today's event, Adhivaktas, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored to be amidst you to share the teachings and thoughts of Swami Vivekananda in the presence of the Honorable Justice. I thank the organizers for inviting me as a guest of honor for today and share the dais with the Honorable Judge and speak about the advocate's role as elucidated by Swamiji. Swami Vivekananda was a towering spiritual luminary of India, left an indelible mark on the world through his profound teachings and inspiring speeches. He dedicated his life to awakening the spiritual and moral consciousness of humanity with a special emphasis on the youth as the future pillars of the nation. His association with his spiritual mentor, Shri Ramakrishna, his transformative journey to the West, and his unwavering devotion to the idea of resurgent India provides timeless lessons for generations. Swami Vivekananda firmly believed that the youth were the backbone of any nation and emphasized their role in nation building. I quote, "Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached," unquote. He urged, calling upon young minds to shed lethargy and embrace their responsibilities. For him, the youth represented hope, strength, and potential to transform the world. Swami Vivekananda's concept of man-making education resonates deeply with legal profession. He advocated for an education system that not only imparted knowledge but also fostered character, moral values, and the courage to stand for truth and justice. This vision aligns perfectly with the role of young advocates who must uphold the sanctity of law while striving to create an equitable society. Swami Vivekananda hailed from a family steeped in cultural and intellectual richness. His father, Vishwanath Datta, was a prominent lawyer known for his liberal outlook and rational thinking, while his mother, Bhuvaneshwari Devi, was deeply spiritual. This spiritual, unique blend of rationality and spirituality shaped Vivekananda's character, making him a perfect amalgamation of Eastern wisdom and Western practicality. Despite facing financial struggles after his father's untimely demise, his resilience and commitment to learning remained unshaken, further fortifying his resolve to serve humanity. With the blessings of Mother Shri Sarada Devi, the spiritual consort of Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda embarked on his historic journey to the United States. In 1893, he attended the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago, an event that catapulted onto the global stage. He represented India not just as a land of mysticism, but as a cradle of spiritual knowledge and universal tolerance. Swami Vivekananda's profound love for India was evident in his life and teachings. He tirelessly worked to awaken the Indian masses, emphasizing the need for self-reliance, education, and spiritual regeneration. He believed that the true essence of India lay in its spiritual heritage, and he sought to instill a sense of pride and purpose among its people. By advocating the principles of self-confidence and social upliftment, he inspired both the elite and the downtrodden to work towards a united and prosperous nation. Swami Vivekananda's message extended beyond national boundaries, emphasizing that the principles of Indian philosophy could guide humanity towards peace and harmony. His call for global brotherhood resonated deeply, leaving an enduring legacy. Swami Vivekananda's speech at the World Parliament of Religions began with the iconic words, Sisters and Brothers of America. These words, imbued with warmth and sincerity, immediately captivated the hearts of the audience. His address emphasized the universality of religious principles, fostering a spirit of tolerance and mutual respect among faiths. He proclaimed that India, the mother of spirituality, had taught the world the principles of universal acceptance and harmony. His speeches dismantled misconceptions about Hinduism and showcased its profound philosophy, which sought the welfare of all beings. This marked a turning point not just for Swami Vivekananda, but for India's representation on the global stage. Swami Vivekananda addressed the youth with profound words that continue to inspire and resonate. Some of his key messages to the youth include, quote, "Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached." This famous exhortation calls on young individuals to shake off lethargy, take charge of their destiny and pursue their goals with unwavering focus and determination. It emphasizes the importance of perseverance and self-motivation in achieving success. Quote 2, "All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Believe in that. Do not believe that you are weak." Unquote. Swami Vivekananda urged the youth to recognize their inherent strength and infinite potential. By instilling self-confidence, he inspired them to overcome challenges and achieve greatness. The youth are the real wealth of a nation. He recognized the role of young minds in shaping the future of a country. He believed that empowered and enlightened youth could transform India into a beacon of progress and spirituality. Take risks in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. By encouraging the youth to embrace challenges and take risks, he highlighted the importance of learning through experiences, whether successful or not, to grow and inspire others. The other quote is, "Work hard, be pure, do good to others, and you will see the results coming in no time." He advocated for a disciplined life centered on hard work, ethical behavior, and selfless service, stressing that such virtues lead to both personal and societal transformation. Through these messages, Swami Vivekananda sought to awaken the inner strength, moral courage, and spiritual wisdom of the youth, empowering them to become architects of a brighter and stronger future for the nation. Swami Vivekananda, the epitome of wisdom and spiritual enlightenment, dedicated his life to uplifting humanity, particularly the youth. His words have ignited a spark of inspiration, urging the younger generation to realize their potential and contribute to the progress of the nation. His ideas on man-making education, taking risks, self-belief and character building become a timeless guide for shaping not only the individuals but also society. Young advocates are pillars of the Indian legal system. Young advocates hold a unique and vital position within the Indian legal system. They represent the dynamism, adaptability, innovative thinking required to address the evolving challenges of modern law and governance. As fresh entrants into the legal fraternity, they bring enthusiasm and forward-looking perspective that are indispensable in shaping the future of legal practice and jurisprudence in India. By championing the principles of justice, equality and rule of law, young advocates not only uphold the constitutional values but also contribute to the strengthening of democracy. The role of young advocates extends beyond courtrooms. They act as torchbearers for legal awareness and social justice, particularly in the marginalized communities. By engaging with pro bono work, public interest litigation and legal education initiatives, they bridge the gap between legal system and the common citizen. Their dedication to serving society aligns with Swami Vivekananda's vision of selfless service and nation building, making them key drivers of positive change in the legal and social landscape. Swami Vivekananda emphasized the importance of serving society selflessly and courageously. He believed the youth had the energy and creativity to address the challenges of their times. Today, young advocates carry forward this torch by upholding justice, protecting fundamental rights, and strengthening the legal framework of our country. Young advocates are not only custodians of legal knowledge, but also vital instruments in ensuring the efficacy of the judicial system. Their ability to adapt to changing times, embrace innovation, and fight against injustice makes them a crucial pillar of the Indian legal system. Swami Vivekananda's teachings on fearlessness and self-belief, quote, all power is within you, you can do anything and everything, are especially relevant to young advocates who often face immense pressure while navigating the complexities of law. Swami Vivekananda's idea was to take up an idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream it, and live on that idea. It's a powerful call to action for focused living. He urged the youth to channel their energy towards a singular, meaningful purpose, advocating for dedication and passion as the pathways to success. This philosophy encourages young minds to avoid distractions and wholeheartedly pursue their aspirations, whether in personal development, societal contributions, or professional excellence. Swami Vivekananda's messages are not mere words but a clarion call to action. He implored the youth to awaken their responsibilities, rise above mediocrity, and work tirelessly for their goals. As we celebrate the contributions of young advocates on this special day, though belatedly, let us draw inspiration from Swami Vivekananda's timeless teachings. Let his words, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached, guide us in our pursuit of truth, justice, and nation building. As we honor Swami Vivekananda's legacy, let us pledge to uphold his ideals, work tirelessly to strengthen the pillars of justice and fairness. Let us inspire and empower the next generation of advocates to become not just legal professionals but also torchbearers of truth, compassion, and integrity. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful insight. It's my privilege to introduce Honorable Justice Sanjay Karol, although he requires no introduction. An eminent jurist and a distinguished judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. Born on 23rd August 1961 in Shimla, Justice Karol's illustrious journey began with an education from the prestigious St. Edward's School, Shimla, followed by a degree in history from Government College, Sanjay, and an LLB from Himachal Pradesh University in 1986. Honorable Justice Karol began his legal career in 1986, specializing in constitutional taxation and corporate law. His expertise and commitment led to his appointment as senior advocate in 1999 and as Advocate General of Himachal Pradesh from 1998 to 2003. Elevated to the bench in 2007, Honorable Justice Karol served as a judge and later acting Chief Justice of the Himachal Pradesh High Court. His tenure as Chief Justice of the Tripura High Court and later the Patna High Court has left a remarkable legacy of judicial excellence and reform. Now serving as a judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India since February 2023, Honorable Justice Karol is renowned for his sharp intellect, deep understanding of the law, and unwavering commitment to justice. With this, I would like to call upon Honorable Justice Sanjay Karol, Judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, to enlighten us on today's topic.
आप सभी को मन से मेरा बहुत बहुत प्रणाम। मंच पे मैम, would you permit me to also speak in Hindi?
Yes, definitely.
So I will speak both in English and Hindi if you don't mind. I'm neither a jurist nor an eminent judge, as was introduced by the lady here. But definitely I will say that I'm a law-abiding citizen. I endeavor to be a law-abiding citizen. On the dais, Shri Shashank Ji, Shri Bhaskar Gautam Ji, Shri Mohan Rao Ji, Shri Dwarakanath Ji, Shri Sanjay, Sanjay, Shri, Amit Sharma ji, and Mrs. Sampan Singh ji. Off the dais, my colleagues, and I refer to colleagues, we are both partners in the process of adjudication of justice, dispensation of justice. So we all are today together here performing the very same function, very same task, which is assigned to us under the great document which is the Constitution of India. To begin with, I must thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity on this momentous occasion to be here with you. 12 जनवरी को जब विवेकानंद जी पैदा हुए होंगे तो उनके घर में कितनी खुशी की लहर होगी। आज 75वें गणतंत्र दिवस या कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जब आया उस दिन हम इस दिन को सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, उनके बर्थ को सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, तो आज मुझे बहुत खुशी मिल रही है। मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ आप लोगों का कि इस दिन आप लोग स्वामी विवेकानंद जी ने के बारे में अभी मेरे दो पूर्व वक्ताओं ने कहा। मैं केवल इतना ही कहता हूँ कि इस शताब्दी के हर यूथ मेरे लिए स्वामी विवेकानंद है और मैं उसको उसी दृष्टि से देखता हूँ। बहुत इन्फ्लुएंशियल बैकग्राउंड से वो नहीं आए, पढ़ाई उन्होंने की, लेकिन उनके मार्ग में, उनके ध्यान में, उनके जहन में केवल एक ही बात थी जिसको हम कहते हैं पेट्रियटिज्म एंड नेशनलिज्म। इस देश से ऊपर उस समय भी कुछ नहीं था, ना तो कोई संस्था थी, ना कोई इंसान था, और ना ही आज भी इस देश से ऊपर, इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में के तहत इस देश के ऊपर कोई नहीं है। मेरा ये मानना है कि बिफोर आई कम टू स्वामी विवेकानंद जी, आप ही की संस्था के एक बहुत बहुत महत्वपूर्ण प्रेसिडेंट रहे हैं, शायद मुझे ध्यान नहीं है, पर्वत राव जी। He was the president of this great organization. He has personally influenced my life. I must acknowledge that. And today he is not with us. I think a homage to him is due. He has not only changed, molded the young advocates and given direction to them in helping grow this nation, but also make them understand the very object and purpose for which we are here as human beings. Slightly digressing, I will say, and this is what I have been saying repeatedly. Some of those who have heard me will say that I am repeating. That God has been very, very kind on us. One, that we were born as human beings. Two, that we were born in great nation. Three, that we were born in such good families. Four, that our parents helped us groomed us and nurtured us. 4, 5, that we were associated with the movement which made us understand that the purpose and object of life is nothing but to serve and serve and serve. And that is precisely what the Constitution says. As a young student, I happened to travel to Kanyakumari. मैं भी एक लॉ का उसमें स्टूडेंट था. तो मेरे मन में एक ख्याल आया कि अगर स्वामी विवेकानंद जब संविधान बन रहा था होते तो उनकी क्या कंट्रीब्यूशन रहती. हाउ इज इट दैट स्वामी विवेकानंद वुड हैव कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू दिस डॉक्यूमेंट which is a religious book to us. And as I look behind, I am slightly again digressing. In the Constituent Assembly debates, if you will read, there were at least 248 lawyers who had helped in preparation of the document. Debates were endlessly going on for 3 years, more than slightly 3 years. And the fact that views of each one of the speakers was accounted for in the preparation of this document is what I thought Swami Vivekananda would have upheld. The power to speak, the right to speak. The fact that we as a nation grow individually and collectively to take this nation to the greatest heights is what Swamiji's dream would have been and contribution would have been. It has just been mentioned that how he travelled from India and brought India at an Indian spiritualism at an international level. What was also quoted was how Swamiji, what he had to say about the advocates. My view is this, that today let us follow the path of what Swamiji had said, which is actually there in our constitution. When we talk of we the people, we means you and I, every person on the street, every living being on this earth. And we have to work for their betterment, for their upliftment, collectively, as I have said. Also, I would say this, that Swamiji would have always said this to the young lawyers, since we are celebrating his birth and dedicated to the young lawyers. I would say this, that at some point of time, all of us who are sitting here or have, with the passage of time, grown in our field, have passed through very, very difficult, different times. But what made each one of us grow and progress was our resilience, our understanding, our competitiveness, and above all, not compromising at all with our moral or ethical values. जितने भी आज यहाँ पे यंग अधिवक्ता बैठे हैं, मैं आप सबको आपको यही बताना चाहता हूँ, विश्वास दिलवाना चाहता हूँ कि आपने ये प्रोफेशन चूज़ किया इन आज की तारीख में। स्वामी जी के समय में एडवोकेसी perhaps may have been the first choice of profession. हमारे समय में तो डेफिनेटली फर्स्ट चॉइस नहीं था, ना हमारे पेरेंट्स का, ना हमारा. But in the last 75 years that we have seen how we have progressed as a nation, the choice of every parent, at least in the last 2 decades, has changed from making their children as doctors or engineers to be lawyers. So not only parents but even to become lawyers. And why is it so? It is not because there is money in this profession. Money you can get everywhere. It is only because it is now you see yourself as a role model for changing the lives and bringing out the change in your family, in your neighborhood, in your state and in the nation. And just as the world has shrunk, we see that the need and demand for lawyers have risen all the more. Lot of avenues have opened up. हमारा जब समय था तो बहुत लोगों को मालूम नहीं है, मैंने अपनी प्रैक्टिस शुरू की 30,000 से, तो मैं भी 30,000 बस में जाता था. 30,000 उस समय की 30,000 आई डोंट नो किसी ने यहाँ देखी कि नहीं देखी है, पर इट वॉज अ टोटली डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड. एयर कंडीशन रूम्स नहीं थे, चलने की जगह नहीं थी, बैठने की जगह नहीं थी, केसेस की मारामारी होती थी. बड़ा डिफ़िकल्ट टाइम था. आज तो थैंकफुली life has become very, very luxurious for you, children or young advocates. When I started my journey from Tisazari, I happened to meet Parvat Raoji at that time. And he gave me a sense of purpose in life, that is to serve. And what did I do? I'm giving my examples only to illustrate the point. That I started doing what he told me when he said, serve the society. So I asked myself, how can I serve the society? Now imagine a law graduate who has just come out from college and he's told to serve the society. अरे भाई उसको तो अपना ज़रूरत है ना, उसको रात को खाना खाना है कि नहीं है, उसको बस में जाना है कि नहीं जाना है, उसको कमरे का किराया देना कि नहीं देना है, तो सर सोसाइटी क्या सब करेगा? वो सब सिर के ऊपर से निकलता था. लेकिन बार बार जब वो कहते थे, एंड मेरी सजेशन है ये यंग एडवोकेट्स के लिए ये कहना है कि एक चीज़ जो उन्होंने हमें कही उसको हमने किया. कभी भी अपना समय किसी भी नकारात्मक चर्चा में बैठ के नहीं बर्बाद किया, टू बिगिन विथ. सेकेंडली, अपनी आइडियल्स और एथिक्स को कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ ना करते हुए कोर्ट में आप बैठिए. आई यूज्ड टू सिट एंड देन कोर्ट गेव मी अपॉर्चुनिटी. कोई लोकल कमिश्नर बनते थे उस समय, तो 30,000 में लोकल कमिश्नर को 100 रुपया मिलता था, हाई कोर्ट में 500,000 रुपया मिलता था. If you were lucky, you will get that. So that would take care of your monetary needs. And then slowly, opportunities started coming. So a lot of pro bono work was being done. It came because people realized that here are few people who can do work pro bono. It appeared initially that it is exploitation, but eventually one realized that it is not so, because it is giving you an opportunity to learn, to understand, to mix with people whom you could have never ever thought of even interacting. I will not name, my old friend is sitting here in the audience. He knows that what sort of pro bono work we used to do. Now, as slowly we grew in the profession, we realized that the profession grew upon us, and a time came when we were just doing nothing but thinking of the teeming million people wherever we were staying, how best we could emulate their sufferings. आप रास्ते में जाते हैं, आप देखते हैं कोई ना कोई आदमी परेशान है किसी कारण से, आप रुकेंगे, उसकी लीगल एड देंगे उसको, तो डेफिनेटली इट पेज यू बैक and adds to your experience. I would also say this to the young advocates, when this day is dedicated to the young advocates, that never think that there is saturation in this profession. This is one profession where it doesn't work like a pyramid. There on the top, only few people can be there. It is actually a plateau. You have to climb the plateau, and there is space for everyone out there. It all depends how much you want to accomplish and achieve. But also let me tell you, dear friends, that there have been testing and trying times in the lives of each one of us who are on the dais. There was time when each one of us thought of quitting the profession. There was time when each one of us perhaps thought of leaving Delhi and going back to our respective homes, places where we came from. And as I see Supreme Court today, because the function is that of the Supreme Court, that today you will find that there are large number of people who have come from outside Delhi to practice in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court as a base. So while you are practicing in the Supreme Court, you must also think of other avenues, other forums in Delhi itself. Don't please confine yourself to the four walls of corridors of the Supreme Court. It looks very fancy that you are having a cup of tea with those who come on the television. It looks very fancy. It looks very fancy. The mode and medium of communication has changed today. Social media has become very prominent. It looks very fancy. But you have to think about yourself and what best you can do. So, apart from Supreme Court, there are, my apologies please. Apart from Supreme Court, there are other forums where you should go, must go. And another thing is what Parvat Raoji told me, to write. So the more you write, the more you express on issues of public importance, the more you will be heard. See, after all, are we both not the custodians and the guardians of the Constitution of India? When we talk of we the people, when we talk of part 3A, part 4A, whom are we here for? And what is the purpose and the object which we have to achieve? That is to see that this nation grows, achieves great heights. And when I am talking of the lawyers exercising, going in different areas, you may write, journalism, teaching, for example, I'll just tell you, a lot of people today are doing both things. They are appearing, they are teaching also. You can think of doing that. I would also say this, that in fact, I would request the president of the unit to take it up with the Bar Council of India. I have some ideas. We have 24 registered bar councils. We have almost 17,500 educational institutions relating to law in India. And we have 2,300 bar associations. So I would request the President of the Supreme Court unit of Adhivakta Parishad to reach out to each one of them and showcase what your institution is doing, so as to enable them to understand what the Constitution is all about and how best we can serve the people. I would also say this, that to young lawyers, feel free to walk up to me anytime, wherever I am. Of course, not my residence, but the court. Feel free to discuss anything. We have always been speaking about independence of judiciary. And here I would like to say this to young lawyers, that whenever you stand in court, stick to your point. Never be overawed, intimidated by anyone who's on the dais. Be respectful. Emphatically put across your point. And should I falter any time, please walk up to me and tell me, Judge, this is where you need to perform better or do better, or this is another viewpoint. See, after all, why I say this is only because we are dealing not with files. Please, ladies and gentlemen, understand that when a file comes to us, what goes behind the decision-making process is important, so as the decision. So in the decision-making process, what we see is not what is written there in the brief, but we look at the person behind the brief, who's there, how he has reached to the Supreme Court, his agony, the pain which he would have suffered. I ask myself, and this is what I want you to ponder and write about and tell me or us. As an institution, 75 years down the line, today we had a ceremonial bench. We have spoken very high about ourselves. We have spoken, we have pointed out certain issues where certain introspection is required, and we have to do certain mends. But I would request each one of you to tell us how best we can deal with 4.5 crore pendency in different courts in the country. And with digital technology, AI being introduced at every level, the volume is going to increase. What is the solution to this? Is something which we request you to ponder. Because I don't want a day when thus far it has never happened. I don't want a day when someone on the street walks up either to me or to you and say, what is happening about my case? Why it has not been decided? Why is it that for 4, 2, 3, 1 decade, my agony is being prolonged? And this is actually happening to one wing of our under the Constitution, one wing, it is happening to them. Time may not be perhaps far off when people would start questioning us openly. So think about it. And when I say think about it, and why I say that you must reach out to every subdivisional level, lawyer at subdivisional level, is to guard them, tell them that look, we are here with a purpose, and that purpose is to have expeditious disposal or adjudication, not disposal but adjudication of a dispute at every level. And it can be done with a win-win situation to all concerned. I'm sure Swami Vivekananda Ji from up there is happy that today we are, this generation has not forgotten him, is acknowledging him, is acknowledging the fact that he identified that religion and spiritualism are two separate, different things. Spirituality need not necessarily be practicing dogma, religion. If you go to his Belur Mutt, I'm sure all of you would have gone there, and you will find that every cell of your body naturally pulsates. That's the phenomenal experience which one has there. And he has also told you, if you've read his teachings and teachings, that you have to look for God within, in every human being. And this alone is, according to me, as I read his philosophy, a religion above everything. I'm sure that with the passage of time, all the young lawyers here would grow. I wish them great success. I'm sure, I'm confident that they would grow without compromising the moral and cultural and ethical values. I'm sure that each one of you would adorn the position. I wish rather that each one of you adorn the position as a judge, be it at whatever place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for those words of wisdom and sharing your experience, which is truly very inspiring for all of us, especially many young lawyers like us. Sir, I would like to take liberty to request you to kindly felicitate two of our new advocates on record and present them with mementos. Actually, my lord, sir, they missed their felicitation. Mr. Sahashavat Parihar and Mr. Shri. Thank you so much. I would request Bhaskar ji for the vote of thanks.
Esteemed guests, fellow Karyakartas, as we come to the close of this event, I am honored to stand before you to express our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you in making this function a success. I would like to extend a sincere thanks to our chief guest and the guest of honor for sharing their valuable insights. Their contributions have enriched our understanding and broadened our perspectives. Let me inform Lordship that Adhivakta Parishad is now in every taluka, every district, from Assam to Gujarat, Ladakh, Lakshadweep and Andaman, everywhere where court is there. As we part ways today, let us remember Swami Vivekananda's words, arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. Let us carry this momentum and inspiration from this event forward, striving to make a positive impact in our lives and the lives of those around us. Once again, thank you all for your presence, participation and support. Now we shall stand for national anthem. Janagana Mana Dinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkal Banga Vindhya Himachal Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage Tava Shubha Ashish Mange Gaye Tava Jaya Gatha Jana Gana Mangala Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He Bharat Mata Ki Jai. सभी को धन्यवाद।